to have to conduct our speakerthon, because all of us know that leadership skills having more demand for the speeches. So while we are focusing, giving opportunity for the other speakers, we need to focus getting the DCP points to our club, and we must give enough opportunity for other speakers. That is why we really wanted to have this speakerthon. So without making much comments, straight away we'll go for the speeches. So the first speaker will be this Toastmaster Marianna Burka, and she is going for her second DTM, and she was the past area director, and currently she is the vice president education of Leaders Speaks. You know, I don't think she sleeps any day and any time, because when she sent a message, immediately you will get a reply from her. So she is so engaged in Toastmasters, and she is one who really make me engaged in the Toastmaster meetings, because I was into leadership, but now she pulls me to do the club role and the speeches. So Marianna Burka will be delivering her icebreaker speech today, and she will be evaluated by Toastmaster Muhammad Yasir. He is the past area director and currently assistant division director of Division F District 82. And he is from the dynamic club, Hill Capital Toastmasters Club of District 82. So, and I would like to invite Toastmaster Yasir to read the objective of Marianna's speech.
Hello everyone, good morning, good evening. Hope everyone is doing fine. And yeah, we have the very first speaker of today will be Toastmaster Marianna Burka or Burka. How do you pronounce it, Marianna, if you don't mind?
That's good enough. Thank you.
Yeah, all right. Fine. So as we all know, an icebreaker speech, the purpose of the speech would be for the member to introduce himself or herself to the club and learn the basic structure of a speech. So I wish Marianna all the very best. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give a round of applause to our very first speaker, and that would be Toastmaster Marianna Burka, late bloomer, Toastmaster Marianna Burka.
We all have a dream, a goal, a purpose. Good evening, Madam Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters, most welcome guests. 23 years ago, accidentally, I cured my father-in-law from diabetes. He was 85 when he moved in with us, bringing his little bag of medication with him. On that little bag, he had his sugar pills, as he called them. He lived with us, he ate with us, and within 6 months, he didn't need his sugar pills any longer. That's when I realized how important is the food we eat for our general health. And that was the time when I decided that is what I want to do. I want to educate people about the importance of nutrition, the effect of proper or improper nutrition. At that time, I was new to the country myself. I wasn't even sure if my English was good enough to reach for higher education. But I tried. First, I signed up for an online nutrition course just to check my ability without any embarrassment if I am not good enough. But I was good enough. I understood the material, I could retain it, and I could use it in practice. Now I am an orthomolecular practitioner, which means the right kind in a right amount. And I'm talking about supplementation here. I also received my bachelor degree, and I am certified in various nutrition-related fields, such as live blood cell analysis and iridology. In the past 23 years, besides studying nutrition, I was also raising my children. Victoria, she's 24 years old, and she moved out a few years ago, and she would do anything for her horse. She's an independent young lady. Diamond, she's 17. She just finished high school, graduated 1 year early, and started her university studies this September. She wants to be a neuroscientist, and she loves her colors. Well, the mother's duty is never over, but now I don't have to watch over my children on the daily basis. This is my time that I can go after my dream, my idea, what I want to do. I am a late bloomer. I was in my 30s when I realized my life purpose. I gave birth in my 40s. I got my bachelor degree in my 50s. And here I am. I also realized in the past 20 years that one-on-one consultation, the floor of my office, is not a big enough stage for me. I need a bigger stage so I can have bigger impact. There is only one problem with that. I am an introvert. Now, when I meet with a problem, I don't turn my back to it. I look at it from all sides to try to figure it out. How can I solve it? With my personality traits, my solution was to join Toastmasters, to gain confidence, to learn to speak in front of people, to present better. And now my goal is to have my first TEDx talk on my 60th birthday. I am 58 and a half. So it's time to step up. So I am here to learn. I am here to practice so I can achieve my goals, my life purpose. Thank you.
Thank you, Marianna. What a wonderful icebreaker speech. What a lovely story. Yes, I will give you 1 minute for all the others. If you want, if you all can, you can give your thoughts or your evaluation to Marianna directly in the chat. Timer, can you notify me in 1 minute?
So would you like me to take over the timing, Madam Toastmaster?
Yes, Marianna, you can take over when the second speaker begins her speech.
Madam Toastmaster, 1 minute has elapsed.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster.
You are muted.
So our second speaker for today is Toastmaster Hannah, and she is the Sergeant at Arms of Leadership Speaks. And she is here to deliver a speech early morning, 2 a.m. Can you imagine how she passionate about the Toastmaster? So Toastmaster Hannah will be evaluated by Toastmaster Nepa Vikramasinghe. As Yasir had already read the objective icebreaker speech, we will straight away go to the speech of Hannah. So Hannah will be delivering. Toastmaster Hannah, Granny Smith. Granny Smith, Toastmaster Hannah.
There are 101 varieties of apples in the world, but it is this one specific apple that nearly ruined my holiday in New Zealand. The luscious, delicious, mouth-watering Granny Smith apple, not Granny Schmidt. Madam Toastmaster, my son Ian invited me to visit him and his family in New Zealand. His son Matthew was getting married, and Granny Schmidt enthusiastically accepted the invitation. I had not seen the family in 4 years, and I was looking forward to spending my vacation in New Zealand. My extremely helpful travel agent assisted me in getting my visa and my flight ticket double in quick time. I arranged all my clothes on my bed. Looking at this, I thought of the advice my daughter had given me. Mother, half your clothes and double your money. This is easier said than done. Well, she's got a point. The lighter my luggage, the easier for me to carry and look after it. We had a stopover in Johannesburg. A sudden craving for an apple attacked me, and I bought 2 Granny Smith apples. I devoured one as though it was the first and last meal I would have. The second one I put in my hand luggage. The 14-hour flight down to New Zealand was a nightmare. I could only dream of a night's sleep. The flight was frightfully turbulent. I felt like I was traveling on a badly maintained farm road, extremely uncomfortable with some hair-raising moments. I yearned for the time I could put my feet onto terra firma and meet my family. On arrival at the airport, I was given a form which reads, on arrival, this card is a legal document. False declaration can lead to penalties, including confiscation of goods. Question 1. Have you visited any wilderness areas, had contact with animals? No. Are you bringing into this country, New Zealand, any food cooked, uncooked, fresh, preserved, packaged, or dried? No. I declare this information I have given to be true, correct, and complete. And I signed the form. At checkpoint Charlie, I was confronted by an officer. Is this your bag? Yes, sir. I looked at the computer screen and saw a big spot black spot looking at me, actually staring at me. A dog was called. He sniffed in my back and sat motionless. My heartbeat all of a sudden rocketed sky high. That Granny Smith apple. Madam, please come with me. I was escorted to another cubicle only to face another officer. Mr. Schmidt, this is your handwriting, your signature? Yes, sir. Do you realize that you have made a false declaration? Yes, sir. Did you read the small print? That small print reads 400 New Zealand dollars for a false declaration. Officer, this will deplete my spending money. This contravention is payable on demand. With tears running down my cheek, I begged the officer to show compassion. Be sympathetic. Ha! This officer had no mercy with me. With a deep sore heart, I paid for my transgressions. Just as well, I had doubled my money. Thank you very much, Beatrix, for your advice. I had a wonderful stay in New Zealand. The wedding celebrations, everything was just wonderful, and time to fly home again. That flight was relaxing. No turbulence, I could sleep all the way. Toastmasters, I have received the shock of my life that nearly bankrupted me. Looking at my credit card statement, and with the exchange rate of 1 to 10, you can imagine what was debited to my account. The purpose of my speech, Toastmasters, to beseech you to scrutinize all official documents with a magnifying glass. I have learned the hard way. No matter how tired I am, I shall read the small print. It all lies in the small print. And my confiscated apple, my Granny Smith apple, lies in the trash can. Madam Toastmaster.
Wow, wow, what a speech, Hannah. Thank you very much for a beautiful speech. So timer, please notify me in 1 minute. So all the other members, you all can give your evaluation directly to Hannah.
And I see that our timer arrived, so I can hand it over to the timer, right?
Yes, Marianna, you can handing over the timing to timer. Timer Umair, you can start timing from the next speaker.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you very much. So we'll have the third speaker. Now, the third speaker for today is Toastmaster Brahm, and he will be evaluated by the guest, Toastmaster Pradeepna from Wipro Beats Club from Hyderabad. The meaning of his name is Illuminator, and he liked to watch movies, cartoons, and advertisements. And also he is a foodie, clinophile, and a trained lover. So today, Brahm Memone will be delivering his icebreaker speech, and his title is This All? As all of you know, most of the guests who who may not know who is Brahm, Brahm is a leader sorted by most of the global leaders, because I got to know him from the Global Leaders Summit. And if you have any club needs some help, just speak to him. He will assist you how to bring the club from just 8 or 6 or 7 members to 80 members. Right? He is having such a enthusiasm in growing the Toastmasters and helping out everyone. So let us listen to his icebreaker speech. The timing is 4 to 6 minutes. Toastmaster Brahm Memone, is this all? Is this all, Toastmaster Brahm Memone?
Thank you. Let's revise the title a little bit to, is that it? That's it. That is the question. Is that it? Let me tell you this. My life has been hounded and dogged by these 3 words. Is that it? Yeah. Every time I do something and achieve something, this thing pops up. Is that it? Damn it. But let me tell you this. It has been a great help in where I am now and where I will be in the future. Let me explain. Before most of you were born, long time ago, long time ago, you know, my degree was in what? Meteorology, mathematics, physics, meteorology. You know what meteorology is? Looking out of the window and seeing where the clouds are and predicting the weather. That was my degree. And instead of working as a meteorologist, I worked as a hydrometeorologist to begin with. What's a hydrometeorologist, you may ask? Well, when rain falls, it becomes rivers, and rivers are very important. Waters are very important to a country for irrigation, for drinking. And that was what I was in charge of in Kenya many years ago, traveling into the deserts of Kenya and remote places, making sure that the rivers were flowing and were being measured correctly. I asked myself, is that it? Damn it. That's the question. Is that it? Is this going to be a dead-end job? I left that and I went to England. And I became a chartered accountant successfully. Then I asked myself the same question. Guess what question I asked myself? Is that it? Damn it. So I left England, I came to Canada. I became a chartered accountant here. Now it was same thing, chartered accounting. So the obvious question was, is that it? No, it wasn't it. The life throws us so many different things. And for a person like me who's highly creative and innovative, and I don't mind uncertainty. I don't mind huge risks. I don't mind stepping out into the unknown completely and living the known and just going out in the wild. That's me. I don't care because I know in the end I will survive, because whatever you put out in the universe always comes back. Is that it? No. Where I'm right now, is that it? No. But where I am right now, is that okay for now? Yes, it is okay for now. And so, you know, from being a chartered accountant, I became a business person, sold perfumes. I became a consultant, I became a coach, and then a master coach, which is what I'm doing now. Is that it as a master coach? Yes, it is. But what am I doing now? Is that it? No. The game has to keep getting bigger. Otherwise, what for? Why are we here? Why am I here? I don't know about the others. But I asked myself, why am I here? How can I provide more service, greater service to more people and at a higher level? And who are my clients and who can I serve constantly? And that helps me climb to find people who are who's to who and serve them. Is that it? Heck no, never. It's never it. Heck no, ever. So let me tell you about my Toastmasters journey then. Is that it? In Toastmasters. I have been a Toastmaster for 26 years. I've done 3 DTMs. This is my another icebreaker. I've done 9 pathways in about 2 or 3 years. Is that it? No. So in Toastmasters, you know, as the journey becomes bigger and bigger, and as I go along, the journey, it has to get bigger. You know, my first DTM was about raising my club from the dumps to being one of the top clubs in the district, 2014-15, Meadowvale Toastmasters Club. Then I got an opportunity to coach a club with only 2 members in 2020. During the pandemic, became President's Distinguished. The following year became globally one of the top 4 clubs globally. Is that it? No. So then what did I do? I went and created Leadership Speak. And from there, we created the Global Leadership Impact Summit. For all of you who know that, in last year, July 23rd, this year, July 23rd, over 1,000 people from everywhere around the globe attended this event. And it was a phenomenal event, and a lot of these people here were there, so they know the phenomenal event that it was. And there's a follow-up event coming up on November the 6th. It is a smaller event. We don't expect 1,000 people. 500 would be nice, Marianna, wouldn't it? And so we are shooting for 500. That's a lot of work to be done in the next 2 weeks. And we have to ask ourselves, is this it? There's only about 200 people registered. We need more people registered for this event. And so everyone here, come along. The 3 international speech winners from Nashville, the first 3 positions will be at this event. And 2 past international presidents will be at this event, and so on. So life for me is always about, is that it? After we've done all these events, of course, there will always be this question, is that it? When I'm 110, the question will be, is that it? So here's a challenge, you know, you have to reinvent yourself, because where you are at is just a limitation. The only limitation is what? Is sky the only limitation? No, your mind is the only limitation. If you're willing to step outside the comfort zone and take a risk and invite people to support you and begin to serve first, and then invite people to support you, you will grow beyond your wildest dreams to anything you want to achieve, because this isn't it. Back to you, Madam Toastmaster.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Brahm, for a wonderful speech. Yes, 1 minute for all the others to give your thoughts share your thoughts with Toastmaster Brahm.
So, Madam Toastmaster of the Day, can NAPA time and evaluate at the same time?
Yes, I can manage.
Excellent. And please raise your virtual hand so you'll be at the first spot on the screen.
Sure. Ma'am Modi, 1 minute is elapsed.
Thank you very much. Now we will be having the 4th speaker. The 4th speaker for today is Toastmaster Sharon Jenkins. Sharon Jenkins is allowed to travel, try new experiences, and build memories. She loves to people watch and try new foods. Wow. And cultures. So she will be delivering her dynamic leadership level 1, the speech number 3, and she will be evaluated by Toastmaster Yasir. I would like to invite Toastmaster Yasir to read the objective of Toastmaster Sharon's project.
All right, hello everyone once again. So Toastmaster Sharon will be delivering her third project from level 1, just like Madam Toastmaster of the day mentioned. And the purpose of this project would be for the member to practice body language or vocal variety in her speech. So I wish Toastmaster Sharon all the very best, and back to you, Madam Modi.
You are muted.
Thank you, Toastmaster Yasir. So the speech by Toastmaster Sharon, Memories. Memories, Toastmaster Sharon. Over to you.
Madam Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters, the year 2000. It was an exciting year because it was my 40th birthday and my girlfriend had invited me to travel to Malta, Greece, and Turkey and experience these cultures with her. Did I hesitate? Absolutely not. Well, as we were walking in Istanbul, Turkey, we happened to go by a Turkish bath. Oh, a Turkish bath. We have never experienced that before. So we hesitantly, we thought, okay, maybe we could try this. And we walked in and we lucked out. We struck gold because the bath we went to was used for Raiders of the Lost Ark. Holy crappers! I was going to experience something that had been on TV as well. We walked in and we paid our money. And then we were promptly escorted out of the main entrance. We walked down the street, down a corner, down a small alleyway, because the women had to enter from the side entrance. That's where the Turkish bath was for women only. Darlene is very skinny, and I'm the opposite. Well, we got in there and all excited. They have a little cubicle with 2 little beds in it. And they said to us, okay, take off all your clothes and we'll meet you out here. Did I hear them correctly? Take off all my clothes with my girlfriend that we've never even been in a change room together? Oh, croppers. Well, we had to pretend like, oh yeah, we do this all the time. So we're fine with this. It's something North Americans do every day. Well, we disrobed. Yeah, completely. I won't take this off. I'll leave that for never. But we came out completely nude and we had to pretend like, oh yeah, it's okay. And I asked naively, can I take a camera in? Because I'm thinking, Raiders of the Lost Ark, I want to get a picture in here. And the answer was a swift no. All right. I didn't realize what I was asking because as we entered, this is the room we entered, you see? And in this room was the middle part platform where you normally get the most of your massage. But along the side walls, there were benches that we sat on and they brought us these big bowls to just pour water over ourselves all the time. And the ceiling, as you can see, had all different stars and holes in it, so the light just streamed through it. How gorgeous. And it was very still in there. There's tons of women, but there wasn't any sound except from all the masseuses, all the women. They were singing in unison. And this had the perfect feel in this domed room where the voices just reverberated around the room. It was magical. And after a while, after putting the water all over us, sitting beside each other, completely nude and pretending like we can talk about anything, one of the masseuse would come over, and because there was a language difference, they pointed and they said, okay. So off I sauntered thinking, yeah. And everyone else is nude except for the masseuse. They're wearing little lace black bikini underwear. That's it. That's the most clothing in that room. And she put me on that platform. And then they suds all up, all of you up. And you're really slippery. And so you're trying to get this beautiful massage, and it was fantastic. And then she indicated that I was to roll over. Roll over. Oh my gosh. Okay, first my boobs were facing the sky, and now they want me to roll over and have my bum facing everyone. Well, I tried to do it, you know, a little nonchalantly, like, okay, wow. Whoa. I almost slid off the platform because I was so sudsed up. There was nothing to hang on to. And I went flying forward. And thank goodness she grabbed me by the ankles and yanked me back. Oh, wow. That was close. Almost like a beached whale kind of feel. But you know, it was so spectacular, this experience, to have all the light filtering in. There was a whisper in there, just a voices quietly talking. There was this sisterhood of love and understanding and acceptance. I didn't expect that. And then she indicated I was to go sit on the floor in front of her. And she sat behind me with her legs around me. And without being able to tell me anything, she started massaging my head all over. And then, yeah, this. And it's like, I had no idea I was to breathe first. But okay, that's part of the massage. And then when it concluded, I thought, oh, those little beds in that little cubicle at the beginning, that's to lie down after you've had your massage, and you can have a little nap. Put your clothes back on, put them on, and then leave. I wish there was a hotel attached to this spa, because they could have put me on a little dolly and just pushed me along the way. I have never experienced such a relaxing, beautiful environment as this Turkish bath. And that's what memories are all made of. Going to different places, experiencing something new for the first time ever. And 23 years later, still reveling in how fantastic it was. It was truly a joy to go there. Will I return? Yes. Have I returned? Yes. But that is for another story. Madam Toastmaster.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sharon, for a wonderful story, your memories. Wow, wow, what a great speech. Yes, 1 minute for the others to make your comments to Sharon.
All three speeches were really nice, and I don't regret joining these meetings so early in the morning. It was amazing.
Thank you, Yazir. Yes, now it's the fifth speaker, the last speaker for today. So Toastmaster Aswathy Rajan will be delivering her presentation mastery level 1, project 2, and she is currently serving as area director of district 120 and also member of Leadership Speaks, and she will be evaluated by Toastmaster Ashwini Aronkar. I would like to invite Toastmaster Ashwini Aronkar to read the objective of Toastmaster Aswathy's speech.
Good morning, good evening, everyone. I am Toastmaster Ashmi Aronkar, and today my speaker is going to attempt level 1 project 2 speech, which talks about the purpose of this speech is to express, just a second. The purpose of this project is to learn to review basic methods for writing a speech and define purpose and to present a well-organized speech. And the speech length is 5 to 7 minutes. I wish my speaker all the very best. Toastmaster Aswathy Rajan. I have got message from nature. Toastmaster Aswathy Rajan. Over to you.
Yes, Toastmaster Aswathy, you can go.
Ding dong. Oh, again, I got a WhatsApp message. Ignore. How many of you have done this? How many times you have ignored or even deleted the WhatsApp messages without responding to them? That message can be from your friend, your relative, your colleague, acquaintance, or from nature. Wait, nature. Hello, fellow Toastmasters and dear guests. Have you ever got a message from nature? I have, not once, but many times. The story goes back to the year 2015, when I was working in university. Juggling with home and workplace, I was trying to meet the expectations of all. That was the phase when I transformed into a bolder, smarter, and sharper person. I left no stone unturned to execute my daily chores with perfection, except one thing. I was amexophobic. Yes, I had a fear of driving cars. That's the reason I had to depend on my husband to drop me to the railway station daily. Every morning, my house was no less than a battleground. I had to prepare lunch for my daughters, get them ready for the school, clean the kitchen, get ready by myself, and then catch the train. And finally, when I used to get into the car, my dear husband will be wasting my precious 5 minutes talking to our society's plumber. It had become a daily affair. I used to spend the journey biting my teeth. How can you be friends with a plumber? I mean, my husband is a senior project manager, and that man is an illiterate laborer. My temper crossed all boundaries when my husband asked me to serve a coffee to that man when he came home to repair the tap. That's it. Not anymore. You better stay away from such people. What will people think about you? And my dear husband, as usual, smiled at me and went inside. That week, my husband had to go out for official tour. And by afternoon, my daughter started developing a fever. And despite all my home medications, her condition became worse. She started throwing up whatever she ate. And now, the stronger woman in me was little worried. I decided to take her to doctor and booked the cab immediately. As we were residing in the outskirts of the city, I got a message saying cab is cancelled. I tried again and again, but all in vain. I did not get the cab. There my daughter started crying, and so was I. I was standing on the balcony with teary eyes, again trying to book the cab. And suddenly, I heard a voice. Ma'am, what happened? It was him, the plumber. My daughter is not well. I want to take her to the doctor, but there are no cabs available. I said. And the next moment, my doorbell rang and it was him. He offered help and said, I can drive your car, madam. I had no other options. Finally, I took my daughter to doctor and came back home. After taking medicines, my daughter could sleep well, and I too took a sigh of relief. To relax, I switched on TV and decided to watch my favorite Discovery Channel. And what I looked was astonishing, stunning, and inspiring. My eyes bulged and my ears were fixed to hear deep. It was all about an extraordinary, majestic, magnificent, and marvelous, the great fig tree. The most amusing thing about her is their strange relationship with her partner. One can withstand the strongest floods, and the other could drown in a dewdrop. One can live for centuries, and the other only for hours. They differ in size 1,000,000,000 times over. And the unbelievable truth is no fig tree could exist without her tiny little partner. If you are wondering, who is it? Then, my dear friends, it is a tiny little fig wasp. The story rang a bell and sowed the thought that irrespective of how big, strong, educated, or wealthy you are, you still can coexist and help others. The next day morning, I called the plumber and offered him some money. And he said, how can I take money for this, ma'am? It's for our little one. I was left speechless. That illiterate labor was the savior that day. The mysteries of nature coerced me to think and ponder about the outlandish human behavior and relations. The message from nature was loud and clear. If they can, why can't we? Unlike those amazing creatures, why do we prefer parasitism over symbiosis? Let us not disregard the cues of nature. It is giving us a call for action. Realize life is not a competition. It is about helping and inspiring others so that each one can reach their highest potential. Let's respect every individual and increase our tolerance level by accepting others the way they are. Nature is sending us a message. Can we respond to it? Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you very much, Aswathy, for a wonderful speech. Yes, 1 minute for all the others to give comments to the Aswathy in her private chat. Yes, we had 5 speeches. So 4 evaluators are lined up to evaluate all 5 speakers. Timer, can I have the timer report of the speakers?
Yes. Actually, I marked the time from the third speech. And the third speaker has 7 minutes and 13 seconds. The fourth speaker has 7 minutes and 12 seconds. The fifth speaker has 7 minutes and 7 seconds.
Yes, I have the timing
Brahm.
of Marianna. She is 5 minutes and 34 seconds. Hope Marianna timed Hannah.
Hannah was 6 minutes and 25 seconds.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you very much, Marianna, and thank you very much, Umay, and thank you very much, Nepa, for giving the timing. And now we will begin the evaluation. The Toastmaster Yasir is about to begin one of his class, so we should bring him first. So Toastmaster Yasir, as I said, he is the immediate past area director and currently assistant division director of Division F of District 82. And Toastmaster Yasir will be evaluating Toastmaster Marianna and Toastmaster Sharon. Toastmaster Yasir, over to you.
Thank you very much, Madam Toastmaster of the day. Madam, I hope I'm audible.
Yes, you are audible.
Right. So first, yeah, thank you. The first speech was delivered by Toastmaster Marianna Burka. Sometimes we all need someone to tell us it's okay to be late. You all have your own timeline. Success is relative. People, you can tell your own success story. You don't have to emulate others. And that is exactly how Toastmaster Marianna influenced and inspired us. Thank you very much for that speech, Madam. It was indeed a wonderful speech, and it was an honor evaluating you. Let me point out the areas where I really loved in your speech. The topic itself kept me curious, made me curious, right? When you say late boomer, there'll be definitely something intriguing about that. So I think I really loved the topic selection from the beginning. Even before you said a word, it kept me hooked to your speech, and I wanted to know till the end that revelation of how successful you were and the things you went through in your life. And then I loved the way you brought in emotions with those two visual aids. Now you want to talk about your daughters. We all know how much daughters or sons mean to their mother. But I really love the way how you kept it very subtle, but yet very, what do you call that? Very powerful. You just showed two pictures of them, and you showed what they are most interested in. So I think Victoria, it was the horse, and it was Diamond, the next one, and it was her colors. I really loved how subtle and how powerful it was. The use of visual aid for me was absolutely wonderful. And then I think the way you inspired us with the stories, especially at the end. And before I move on to the last part of the areas I really loved about CH, the way you used your hand gestures, I really loved it. The way you wanted to use heights, and at the end of your speech, the way you used your hand gesture like this as a problem, you turned around and saw it. I think that's something I learned from your speech, which I will be using in my future speeches for sure. Just showing a problem, like it's the way we look at problems. If you see it as small, you will be in control of that. That was fantastic, and the way you ended your speech was spot on, and it really matched with your topic, because you said you're planning to deliver your TEDx speech on your 60th birthday. Now that was cherry on top, because you were supposed to inspire us, saying that timing is relative to people and it's okay to be late when you achieve things. So that was a spot on ending, and brilliant. Right. So every speech, we all know, could be taken to the next level. Madam, I would like to suggest few recommendations. Now, when you structure a speech like this, and the speech was supposed to be a late bloomer, so I personally felt you could have explained the struggles you went through as a youngster. Perhaps you could have explained how your friends were making, keeping larger strides at their young age, but where you were lagging behind. And people were pushing you to do things even when you're young. And then you could have slowly showed us the transformation and said how you achieved things. Maybe you could have explained us how you were struggling in your education, your work, or your family life, whatever it is when you're small. And then you could have said how you overcame those even at your late age, and then still could still just give them a message saying that time is irrelevant, and you can still achieve things later. And that's the structure of your speech could have been a bit improved. And then one more small recommendation I have for you is the voice, madam. Now, you were speaking at a quite audible and space. We could listen to each and every word. We could absorb each and every word. But sometimes the speech needs that external punch to elevate the emotions, and make it a bit more exciting. So when you said about your daughters, I felt that you could have increased your volume and pace to show how excited you were about them. And at the last moment, sometimes when you want to inspire the audience by comparing things, you could have said you might start really low in your life, but life doesn't stop there. You could have elevated your voice, your power, and your power especially to the volume to show that, to make that message more gripping. So overall, madam, it was a wonderful speech from the topic, and the way you structured your speech and the way you ended your speech. I believe you have inspired us all, and I really love the subtle and effective use of visual aids and a beautiful and unique hand gestures. And if you can work on organizing your speech in a way, the message will be delivered more effectively, and if you can modulate your voice to bring out those emotions, I think this speech would have been exceptionally good. It was already very good, but it could have been exceptionally good, and I wish you all the very best for your future speeches. Thank you very much for inspiring us. Right. And next we have Toastmaster Sharon, who delivered a wonderful speech. My God, she took us all to Turkey, a Turkish bath, and she made us take that Turkish bath with her. I've never been to Turkey, but I felt like I was in Turkey for the very first time in my life. Wow, what an exceptional speech. Let me point out the areas where she excelled really well. Now, she was supposed to, her speech had specific objectives. It was about her vocal variety and her body language. Now, the areas I noticed in her body language were the uses of gestures. Now, body language comprises of three things. We have the facial expressions, the gestures, and the body movement. So the areas I felt she excelled really well was gestures part. And so the way you explained the way this light streamed through those holes, and the way she was supposed to roll over, and especially the way she slid off that table and was about to fall down, and she was helped by her ankles. My God. So the effective use of those gestures helped her make the audience, me, visualize that entire scene. And the background, she had the visual aid, she had certainly helped her immensely, so that the connection between the audience was brilliant. And then the way you used your body movement to show the way you were walking, and the way you were walking and the way you were sliding and everything was great. So that's the part which I really loved about your body language. And then the evaluation form said the speaker can either work on the body language or vocal variety, but I felt she worked on both because the vocal variety was spot on. When you talk about vocal variety, we look for pace, power, pitch, and pause. So I thought among those, she really worked on pacing and elevating her volume. Now you might have noticed how she was excited about visiting that room where the Indiana Jones, the Lost of Raiders, I can't remember the movie name, was shooted. So she was so excited, and when she was explaining the excited part, her volume was high and the pace was high. So she made us all excited for her. But when she went into the room and when she was relaxed, she lowered her voice, she lowered the volume, she lowered the pace, and created that soothing, relaxing environment. That's the magic you can do with voice, and that's exactly what Toastmaster Sharon explained to us. What a demonstration of vocal variety. Absolutely loved it. Absolutely loved it. So overall, the use of gestures and the pace and power of voice were exceptional, Toastmaster Sharon, and certainly helped you take us to Turkey too. Right. Now let's see how Toastmaster Sharon could have done this speech better. Sharon, I felt you could have worked on your eye contact a bit. Now, when I say eye contact, in online meetings, one of the greatest advantage we have is eye contact, because when you look at that tiny little dot, which is called the camera, you are making eye contact with everyone in the audience. But when you are at a physical meeting, you have to intentionally do it. But if you look at that camera, now just like I'm looking at every one of you, isn't it? So that's something I felt you could have worked on, because most of the times your eye contact was not towards the camera. So that's something you can work on perhaps in your upcoming online sessions. And then the second one, you could have placed your camera so that your body above your waist could have been visible to us. I think only this part, above this part, was visible to us. So at certain places, your hand just were cut off. So next time, if you could place your camera like this, so above your waist is visible, it would have added more value to your speech. And apart from that, I have a small that's about the arrangement of camera so that your body language could have been improved. And a small recommendation for vocals, since you are a seasoned and very, outgoing speaker with a lot of expression, I felt you could have explored pitch, the tone. Now you said someone from Turkey. You could have just imitated someone from Turkey. Madam, take off your robe, sit down, something like that. You could have added something like that to give that Turkish vibe with your tone. So that's something I felt you could have worked on in your speech. But overall, madam, the visualization with your hand gestures and the vocal variety was exceptional. Thank you very much for taking me to Turkey. And I also would love to go through that experience because of you. And next time, let's try to work on your eye contact and the placement of camera so that your body language will be enhanced even more. And let's try out tones, different tones in your speech, because you already have an amazing control in voice, in tone, in volume and pace. With this in your arsenal, you will be unbeatable. It was a pleasure and a privilege listening to both of you, both of the speakers. Thank you very much for this opportunity. Back to you, Madam Toastmaster.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Toastmaster Yazir, for your very, very elaborative evaluation. Yes, now the second evaluator, Toastmaster Nepa Vikramasinghe, the small dynamite of the club and current president of Hill Capital Toastmasters. Toastmaster Nepa will be evaluating Toastmaster Hannah. Toastmaster Nepa, over to you to evaluate Toastmaster Hannah.
Thank you very much, Madam Toastmaster of the day. Have you ever experienced turbulence in your life ever? I think when Toastmaster Hannah just literally started speaking about her experience, using the most suitable technique to inspire people, to motivate people, storytelling technique. Toastmaster Hannah, I literally felt like I'm traveling with you to New Zealand on a plane where a turbulence is happening. So I think you used the most apt technique to convince people to go in line with your purpose, which is a storytelling technique. I really loved when you said your hair was going up and you were talking about how you've been excited to go for the event in New Zealand. I think you used the most appropriate technique. So good job in choosing the most appropriate technique to convey your purpose in your speech. And the most important and the most attractive part for me in your speech is using the personification technique powered with the title using Granny Smith. I actually thought, being an Asian coming from Sri Lanka, you're going to speak about some person when I first heard the word Granny Smith. Later to realize, no, it's an Apple brand. So I really, really love that twist where you really mesmerized me, giving life to the apple and you made it the center of your story. Such a simple object, but made it, the impact was huge by personification. And the prop usage to give more enhance and emphasis to your purpose at the end, how you use the magnifying glass and how you use the credit card to show the impact and how important it is to pay attention to extra little detail. I really loved how you empowered it with prop usage. So brilliant prop usage, Toastmaster Hannah. I think you really nailed it. And every speech could bring to the next level by doing further improvement. So in my humble opinion, let me tell you 2 recommendations that I have to further improve your speech when you're delivering it next time. The first one is, I really loved your story throughout. So I felt that you could have given a little more gravity, little more emphasis to your purpose, which is the core of your speech. I felt the story part was a little too much, but you could have enhanced and give gravity to your purpose too much. Purpose a little more. Like it could have given a decent 1 or 1.5 minutes to further elaborate on the purpose and maybe support it with screen usage. Now, the other thing I wanted to give you as a recommendation, if you could come a little closer to the screen with your magnifying glass and the card and with a slow pace, if you could have given whenever you're filling documents, be extra careful with the information or how you're going to do it. I think that would give more emphasis, and obviously people will glued and will remember the purpose of your speech. So next time when you're doing this, next time doing your speech, give more space and give more time for your purpose, where that's the core of your speech, and try to use screen usage in a way it could justify and value to your purpose. All in all, I really loved the storytelling technique you had, and I really loved how you personified the Granny Smith, the apple, to add life to your speech. And I really loved the amazing prop usage supported your story. Just work on giving more gravity to your speech, the purpose, the core of it, and get the support of the screen usage. All the very best, Toastmasters, and I really enjoyed your speech, and best of luck.
Yes, thank you very much, Toastmaster Nepa. Thank you very much. I think I can allow you to leave because you have to report to your work in few minutes time. And now it's time for Pradimna to evaluate Toastmaster Brahm's icebreaker speech. So I would like to invite Toastmaster Pradi to evaluate Toastmaster Brahm's speech.
Thank you, Toastmaster Noorul. Toastmaster Brahm, it was wonderful listening to you. Being a beginner, I'm evaluating you such an experience. Is that it? Yes, I thought what would it be while seeing that title, and then when you were speaking, your physical appearance was apt, and it was attracting the attention, and and you have narrated your story from the beginning to now in a chronological order, which was more detailed to us and so clear, and also wherever every scene you have explained was like a climax, and then why stop there? That was the final message, and completely you have maintained a perfect eye contact with us, and whenever there is a why stop there thing, or is that it, you have given emphasis that is repeatedly grabbing our attention. And now there and now all the stories was where you have been like you have been sorry, I'm not getting the word. Meteorologist, and from there you have been a chartered accountant, and you have came to Toastmasters, and you did nine pathways completed, and you were 3 times DTM. It was like it was like you did all these, and these many anecdotes, telling them detailed, that wouldn't be enough. Maybe it wouldn't even suffice for one story telling detailedly, because the time wouldn't be sufficient. But I expect that at least one of these would have been told detail, so that we can understand what are the adventures you had to been through, so that how can we face in our anecdotes, how can we face such challenges, then it would have been an example for us. That's what my observation is. Thank you for giving this opportunity.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Toastmaster Freddy. I really enjoyed Bram's speech. Wow, what a wonderful possibility. You know, he had completed he's on his 9th pathway. So we had delivered so many icebreaker speech. So, you know, he is one role model that we can look at his speech and prepare our speech. Thank you very much, Bram, for delivering such a wonderful icebreaker speech today. Yes, now it's time to evaluate Toastmaster Aswathy. and Toastmaster Aswathy will be evaluated by Toastmaster Ashwini. So I would like to invite Toastmaster Ashwini to evaluate Toastmaster Aswathy.
Toastmaster Aswathy, I have got a message from nature. When you started with the story and when you reached the midpoint of your life learning lessons, what I could understand is the journey of 1,000 miles. You've started with that very first step when you started understanding your perspective of your husband, of inviting a plumber at your house and offering him a tea. So that made me more curious to understand what is next. What is the next which is coming up? When you were kind of walking us through a story where you said that your daughter was not keeping well and you didn't know how to drive your car, which you actually connected when you spoke at the start of the story. So overall, when you were demonstrating the experience what you had in your life, the starting of the speech, the body of the speech and the conclusion was absolutely well correlated. Never ever I felt that I'm getting diverted from the story what you're talking about. When you explained about your daughter health, not while she was puking, the expressions or the vocal variety what you brought in made me feel that okay, now what is going to come next when you're going to tell how you're going to seek help from your the members who live in our building. So actually this is something which made me feel that when we actually start explaining story, we are always in a hurry to conclude a speech or to conclude a story, but you went slow and steadily to make us understand how a human behavior can impact someone else's life. It doesn't matter you are a plumber or you are senior project manager or a VP of any organization. It's about the humanity which we have within us and we take it to people whenever it is required. So I think kudos to the overall the pearls what you've viewed in a single thread to make us understand that humanity is of utmost important. So these are the good points when you actually gave your speech. One important point which you concluded with was the relationship of a fig tree with a fig vase. So the concept of coexistence was brought in by you very well, and it really impacted. It made me think of my past experiences when I've helped someone who is a plumber or someone who is a watchman in my building, or someone in my building who was a watchman or a sweeper have helped me when I was not there, because I live in a joint family. So I have a lot of oldies in my house, and whenever I wasn't there, I was at work, they came and helped me out. So this aspect, you made me think of this aspect and made me feel thankful for all those people who have been helping in my journey. To take it to a next level, what I would suggest you is when you're talking about your husband's attitude towards this helping community, I think you could have brought in a larger aspect about how this has impacted in your husband's life and how you both have gone ahead and helped this kind of community in a better way. So I think that would have actually added a cherry to the cake. But overall, a very interesting explanation of this story what you've given through. I think to make it take it to the next level, as I said, the story, if you can brought in on your learning or your husband learnings in terms of this overall story, I think this would help you to do it better. So thank you, and over to you.
Thank you very much, Ashwini. Thank you very much. And thank you very much, Aswathy, for your speech. So now we have come to the end of the session. And yes, just give me 1 minute. Yes, thank you very much. I think for some of us, we started our meeting early in the morning by 5:30, and Hannah started at 2 a.m. in her region. And of course, for the others, it is after 8 p.m. So, however, it's so glad to meet all of you at this time for the Speakerthon of leaders speaks. So we had 5 speeches. So Marianna must be very happy as a VP Education. So 3 people have completed icebreaker speeches, and 1 more level 1 speech by Aswathy, and 2 more level speeches from Aswathy and Toastmaster Sharon. So thank you very much, everyone, for taking your time to come for this speakerthon. We had difficult times because both Marianna and myself, we were struggling to get the role players and the speakers, mainly due to the timing of the meeting slot, but still we were able to complete all the speeches and evaluations. So thank you very much for each and everyone who are here for delivering speeches and doing the role and also doing the evaluation. So for a matter of fact, is Umair is there? Umair, can we have the timing of the evaluators? I think 2 evaluators have already left because they wanted to start their work. And Umair, are you ready with your report?
Yes, I'm ready with my report.
Yes,
For the evaluations, Toastmaster Yazir evaluated Toastmaster Marianna, and he took 5 minutes and 28 seconds. And for the second speech, it was evaluated by Nepa, Toastmaster Nepa. She took 3 minutes and 50 seconds. The third speech by Brahm Memone was evaluated by Pradyumna Koduru, and he took 2 minutes and 46 seconds. The fourth speech was again evaluated by Toastmaster Yasir, and he took 4 minutes and 59 seconds. And the last speech was evaluated by Toastmaster Ashwini. She took 3 minutes and 45 seconds. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Umair. So thank you again to everyone. Have a good day. Yes, Marianna, I hand it over the control to you to make some few comments about the meeting.
Thank you very much, Noorul. Excellent job. And thank you for organizing the meeting. And yes, some of us got to finish a level. I definitely did. So I have now level 1 finished. And everybody got closer a bit to finish their level. So thank you very much for organizing. Thank you everyone for participating. And see you all on Saturday morning at our regular Halloween program, which will be interesting. Yes,
Yeah.
Sharon. Yes.
Sorry, I didn't hear the timing for my speech. Do you know what it is? Anybody?
You are muted, Noorul.
Am I audible?
Yes, Sharon, you took 7 minutes and 12 seconds.
Thank you.
And
yes,
I would like to apologize to everyone. Today, I had some kind of an issue with my meeting, my background, and I took a lot of time to join. I'm really sorry, everyone. How ironic is it for the timer to be late? No,
it is.
I'm very sorry.
Thank you. We're glad you made it eventually. Thank you very much for participating in our event.
Thank you, Umair. Thank you very much, Umair. Thank you.
Thank you very much for the opportunity.
Everyone.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks, everyone. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good night.
So
Marianna, you did a great job.
Yes, Pradyumna, now you are your first day in this club, right? Correct?
Yes.
How we pronounce your name?
Yeah. Pradyumna.
Pradyumna. Okay. Pradyumna. So you're from Hyderabad, you told me, right?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Okay. Right.
And this is the first club out of India.
Well, Hannah.
Okay. 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 Bye. Good night.
Bye.
Good night.
See you on Saturday.
See you on
Bye-bye.
Saturday. Bye-bye.
Dracula.
Regular.
Yep, that's what I want to hear.
Regular. Okay,
Good night.
I'm going back to
Granny Schmidt.
Good.
Yeah,
I mean, you covered yourself. You did explain. It was not Granny Schmidt. It was Granny Smith.
Granny Schmidt. Okay, auf Wiedersehen. Keep well.
Ahora, Kwaheri.
Ja, tschüss. Ich gehe
All right.
I'm going to back to bed.
Sleep well.
Half past 3. Yeah, I can sleep another 2 hours.
Yeah, sleep well.
That's it.
Mhm.
All right. Good night.
Yeah, good night for you too. Marianna, I'll contact you sometime later again during the day, during
Go and
your
sleep.
day.
Go and sleep first.
From
You
my
also
side,
can-
good morning.
Good morning.
Pradyumna, how long have you been a
Yeah.
Toastmaster?
It's just been a year.
Just a year? Good,
I
good.
have joined last November and I'm recently done with my level 4 in dynamic
Awesome.
leadership.
Good. And how many pathways have you done so far?
This is my first path.
Okay. How many levels?
4 are done. Now I need to start the 5th level.
Awesome. Good.
Hope you like. Today I fumbled a lot, I guess. Hope you like. Do you have any suggestions for me to improve?
There's two aspects, content and delivery, right? So which one do you want, content or delivery or both?
The delivery.
Delivery, you have to speak with confidence, and evaluator needs to speak with confidence and use the vocal variety or use the voice to project. Anyways, even if there's no vocal variety, that is fine, but you need to project yourself and be heard with a little bit of confidence if possible, because you've done 4 levels. So try and improve your vocal variety, or at least the loudness and how you say things when you're evaluating. So that's the one thing. And then how do you do your evaluations? Do you make notes or
Yes.
make
I
some
make
points?
Yeah, I just write few points which I feel important, and
Yeah.
I seldom do that because I'm not good at writing notes. So.
Which is the reason why you should actually doing it even more. If you were good at it, then there's no need to do it as often. But when you're not good, that means you're doing it even more than normal, so that you get good at it. If you avoid it, you'll always be not good at it. So you shouldn't be avoiding it. That's why you are in Toastmasters. You need to fail a lot. We don't call it failure. We call it learning experiences. You are here to learn, which means you will stumble and then you will learn, right? So
Yes.
you must do that. You must take on evaluation role as much as possible. Visit other clubs and become an evaluator and tell them you want to learn evaluations to give you basic speakers so you can practice. You don't want to sort of evaluate more advanced speakers. I mean, I don't mind, right? But if you go and visit other clubs, just to be fair to them. So like that, right?
Yeah.
And then you must learn. You must at least evaluate 2-3 times a week. And within 2 months, you'll become very good. That's my advice to you. You should ask, is that it? Is that it?
Yeah. Right
Yeah.
now it seems like that. Is that it? Okay, I started my journey in November, and I was like, it's not that easy to grow up. Just I'll go like a turtle, slowly. But some factors pushed me to complete the complete the levels and making me to think, is that it? I used to think that is it. So, and now it's there, the factors are making me think, is that it?
Good. So just whatever you're not good at, never avoid those things. Those are the things you must do even more often, more regularly.
Okay. We'll keep it.
Come and visit Leadership Speak often, and we meet on Saturdays. Your time, 7 p.m. IST.
Sure.
Come and visit. All right, Pradijama. Take care. I have a meeting with
Good night.
Marianna here. Good night. Take care.
Sure. Yeah. Good night for you and good morning for me.
All right.
Okay, thank
Have
you
a
for
great day. All right, Madam Schmidt. Usiku mwema. Kwenda lala. Unakuwa fanyaje hapo?
I hear you.
You said good night like 20 minutes ago.
Thank you for waking up middle of the night, Hannah.
Yeah. Brahm said I am crazy. I thought I must be crazy, but Brahm said I am crazy. So makes two of us.
I think all of us crazy a bit around here.
Don't put me in that boat. Speak for yourself.
Well, for myself, definitely. I mean, I was giving a speech.
Oh, we know that. You're certified.
Yes, probably. Though no proof of that yet. Nobody there
I
to
used-
help it done.
I mean, we just have to look at the container. It's a big certificate. All right.
So
Madam Schmidt, I have to talk to Marianna here. She's going to ask me some questions. Take care.
I just sent you a message that can we have a talk tomorrow afternoon instead of now?
Tomorrow afternoon during work day? Nope.
Because you do want to check my Saturday, whatever speech, or you want to take a.
Oh, yeah, for that. Let me see. If, tomorrow, my goodness.
But Thursday can
No,
work.
tomorrow is totally out. Tomorrow is totally out.
Okay, how about Thursday?
The reason being that I'm supposed to make a presentation, a PR presentation of 1 hour to Founders District at 9 p.m. So I need to prepare for that. How to do epic events, right? You probably see that flyer.
Sounds interesting.
Haven't you seen the flyer?
No, I don't think so. No.
My goodness.
Yeah.
Look, there you go.
So that is tomorrow at 9.
6 to 9 Pacific time, which means 9 p.m. my time, 9 to 10. But I haven't prepared anything, so I have to prepare. So my whole day is blocked for that.
Well, you know that if you wake up during the night, you can do a presentation on this one, aren't you?
Yeah, but it's to another district. It's not in the club, so I just want to make sure that I have my bases covered.
All right.
I mean, today's speech right now, I just did it on the spot, of course.
I
But
figured
then
much.
it's casual.
I know that one. Yeah.
But if I'm presenting to a district, then it's better to be a bit more prepared.
So not tomorrow. How about Thursday? I still didn't find my wig, so that's okay. So that gives me an extra day to look for the wig.
You know what? Thursday is good. Actually, Thursday at 4 o'clock. I'm meeting Nikita, so I can meet Nikita and you together.
Okay, that's
That'd
that's
be perfect.
great because she's an excellent presenter, and oh my gosh, yeah, that's great. Sure, sounds good. Okay, Thursday.
So the link for that meeting is different than normal. So let me send you that link for Thursday at 4 p.m. Okay, where is it? There you go. So that's for Thursday, 4 p.m.
Okay, so that is Thursday 4. And will we have a half an hour after to talk about club business and all the questions I'm collecting last week? Okay,
Sure, we can do that.
perfect. Then I add it to. Well, maybe it's a good thing Nikita will be there. Maybe she can give me some pointers. Not
Oh
that-
yeah, she's coming fully dressed in costume. She's going to buy a costume this today.
Okay. Yeah, that's scary. Can you put me somewhere else, not right after her to speak? That's unfair to me.
Aswathy she said, she sent me a note, she said she was shaking in her shoes today because of all the other speakers.
But she did very well. I never heard her.
She was the best speaker.
I thought Sharon, I never heard Sharon speaking either, but
Sharon was very good as well.
yeah,
Between Sharon and Aswathy, these were the two great speakers. They should be in the club contest. So
well, Sharon
just
can't be because she's a district officer.
oh yeah, that's right. She can be.
Yeah.
Tell her to resign.
And any opinion on my speech? No?
I was writing my speech. Well, I remind me, what did you talk about?
Never mind.
No, remind me, what did you talk about? Late bloomer.
Myself.
I can't remember a thing, because I was jotting down notes here as to just a few points. Late bloomer. No, as always, my thing is use stronger gestures and more vocal variety. Have that presence.
Yeah.
Right now you have a very soft presence, and you want to be a professional speaker, then have a stronger presence.
Working on it.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so I guess see you Thursday afternoon at 4.
All right, see you then.
Good night.
All right, good night, take care.